The football team has no name. The New York Giants are a bunch of crybabies. And the Cowboys haven't won anything since Tommy Boy was a hit at the box office. You are now watching a Philly Fuego production. Gracias, amigos. Fly, Eagles, fly. Welcome to the nest out west, where Eagles fans are always the best. The true diehards, they know what I mean, cause once you're in, you always bleed green. No, I don't wanna sound too cocky, but I'm gonna bring the content like Rocky. Body shot, left to the chin. I bring the heat cause I'm in it to win. It's your boy Philly Foothills here, with the side of Fuego for the cheer. And we wanna thank you all so very much for a great first year. Yeah. Hola, mi amigos. It's I, Philly Fuego, producer of the Nest Out West. Just got done doing a mock draft, and it had us taking Zach Wilson in the first round. Howie, if you even dream about thinking of drafting a quarterback in the first round, not only should your seat be hot, but it should be in fuego.
What is good? What is going on? And what is cracking? I am Philly Foothills, and I am back in the Nest Out West, where I'm trying to bring you the best when it comes to Philadelphia Eagles content. Philbillies, thank you for joining me. If you are new to my channel, you've come to the right place for your Eagles content. I cover the Eagles 24/7. I bleed green. And again, I go by Philly Foothills. This is the Nest Out West. As you can see, we're animal lovers here. I got my cat on my calling on my set. She knows when YouTube's on. She likes to be on here. So, again, I go by Philly Foothills. This is the Nest Out West. You are watching a Philly Fuego production. Kudos to my producer. And I agree with him, very much so, because we cannot afford to take a quarterback in the first round. But before we get into some of the mock drafts that I've been doing, again, I hope you're able to watch this in a peaceful setting. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for all the new subscribers to the channel. The channel's growing fast. Reached the plateau of, I'm now at a little over 400. I think it's right around 420 subscribers. Reached the 400 mark just the other day. So thank you guys so very much for liking and subscribing to the Nest Out West and to your boy here, Philly Foothills. So a couple things happened today with the Eagles. Before we get into this, like I said, before we get into some of the mock drafts that I've been doing, the Eagles signed the exclusive rights to 3 players. Alex Singleton, a linebacker, who took over the starting linebacker spot in week 6 and basically, tore it up from there. He was the lead. He led the team in tackles from there. He was I think he played sparingly the first 5 weeks, and then taking over week 6, he was ranked 15th out of all linebackers in the league by the end of the year. So that just kind of shows you that he was, some people have their criticisms of Alex Singleton. And he is not, he's not the youngest guy in the world. He is 28 now, and that so we have to consider that. But I liked what he contributed to the team, and I like to see what he can do with this team going forward. So I'm glad that the Eagles are going to save some money by they just have to offer him a minimum offer, and he has to accept it basically, or he doesn't play in the NFL. So his choices are pretty minimal in that regards, and it's the same with the other two, Greg Ward and also Boston Scott. Greg Ward Jr. Definitely, he's definitely capable of. Definitely capable of. As I was saying, Greg Ward Jr. Is definitely capable of contributing to this team, but he definitely didn't show enough last year, and I know definitely it's gonna depend on how he gels with this coaching staff, and with Jalen Hurts going forward. So, obviously if that is our quarterback going into next year, but and Boston Scott, he definitely I think he's a good backup, and again these players now are going to be able to save the Eagles money, because we're just going to be able to offer them a minimal contract, and they basically have to take it or they don't play in the NFL. So so it looks like Alex Singleton, Greg Ward Jr., and Boston Scott are more than likely going to be Eagles next year. Players that probably are not going to be Eagles next year, there's a pretty long list of unrestricted free agents. Looks like Jason Peters, Jalen Mills, Nate Sudfeld. So obviously the Eagles are going to be not going to have another quarterback under contract. So they're going to have when the NFL media, the media for the NFL likes to blow things up, and yeah, of course they have to bring in competition for Jalen Hurts. That doesn't mean necessarily they're going to be drafting a quarterback high in the draft. Yeah, we may draft somebody later on, like a Kyle Trask or a Mac Jones, but the Eagles are if like Fuego said, guys, Howie can't afford to miss on this draft pick, and he absolutely knows it. So yeah, so Nate Sudfeld's going to be off the team. Unrestricted free agents is what I'm listing off again. Phil Billy's Nikel Roby-Coleman, cornerback Vinnie Curry, defensive end, defensive tackle Hassan Ridgeway, tight end Richard Rodgers, cornerback Cravon LeBlanc, linebacker Duke Riley, running back Corey Clement, safety Rudy Ford, and linebacker, everyone's going to be happy to hear this, Nathan Gary is going to be an unrestricted free agent. And punter Cameron Johnson and Josh Perkins, tight end, they're both restricted free agents, but more than likely I was reading that the Eagles are not going to be tendering them. So that's that with the updated player roster moves and things like that. Let's get into some mock draft talk here. And I did several mock drafts, and some of these I used a few different sites. First I used PFN, and then I used let's see, I wrote it down here. First I used PFN, then I used the draftnetwork.com, and then I used my favorite one after I used the draftnetwork.com one. That one's cool because that one lets you do manual or automatic, and they let you switch up the draft board on that one. So definitely liked using the draftnetwork.com, and I got that one from shout out to Cameron from the live stream with Tony DeShields. The second shout out to Tony DeShields, by the way. If you guys don't know who he is, he's an Eagles content creator. He's got great insight, and go check him out. Is Chalk It Up with Tone DeShields, and Tone DeShields the second, and you guys definitely go check him out if you haven't already. Like and subscribe him. He's definitely another up and coming YouTuber like myself. We did a live stream the other day on his channel, and it was actually the first collab live stream that he did on his channel. So I was very much an honor and appreciated to be a part of that. So big shout outs to Tone DeShields and Cameron for giving us the draftnetwork.com. That was definitely very interesting. Kyle Pitts is definitely a name that kept coming up a lot, obviously with the first pick, because I think the Eagles would probably prefer to have a Jamar Chase at 6, but I don't know if he's going to be there, Phil Billies. I really don't. I know Jacksonville's probably going quarterback at 1. I know New York is they're kind of wishy-washy whether they're going to, stick with Sam Darnold or not. I know he's been kind of on the trade block there out there on the market. So, but definitely Kyle Pitts is a name that was coming up quite a bit. Kyle Pitts. There was a cornerback, Patrick Surtain was also a name that was coming up. I definitely like those two a lot. I like Kyle Pitts' skill set a lot. I think especially with if Sirianni and Steichen are planning to run a lot of 12 personnel, I think Kyle Pitts could be very, very dangerous, on the opposite side of, or right next to, however they decide to line up the 12 personnel next to Goddard. Look out, boy! That we could be dangerous, because that's two people that are in the middle of the field more than likely, and you better have a great linebacking core or some great safeties to be able to slow that attack down, because we know that Travis Fulgham is going to be. I think he's going to be a dynamic receiver. I really do feel that he is a legitimate number one in this league going forward. Caleb Farley was another name that was coming up a lot as far as Eagles drafting. I even saw it do two different ways. Them drafting him in the first round, because I think possibly in that one I was looking at, they may have moved back a few spots and took Caleb Farley in the first round. But I also seen him falling to us in the second round too. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see, how things kind of move around. But the other one I used was the Pro Football Focus's mock draft simulator, and that one's cool. I like that one, I think, the most. That one doesn't give you the option of manual or automatic picks. The computer automatically picks it for you. With that one it's manual only. That I believe so, and maybe unless you purchase something, but the free option, it was only manual, and I like that one because you get to make the choice, but it also gives you a grade at the end. So it gives you like an A. It grades each selection like A minus, B plus, C plus, blah 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 blah. It grades each selection, and then it gives you a total grade of the overall draft. So if you guys haven't checked that out, definitely check out the Pro Football Focus's mock draft simulator. I would definitely suggest that one, and the draftnetwork.com definitely too. Those two are pretty good. Definitely enjoyed doing those. But so like I said, and it was interesting too. Not only with Tone to Shields on the mock drafts that we did, but on some of the ones that I was doing, Mac Jones was a name that was popping up for the Eagles as well. Most of the time it has us, unless we moved back in the draft position, it had us taking Mac Jones in the second round. So I thought that was pretty interesting too. So I was picking up another second round quarterback. Definitely would love to hear some feedback from you guys. Would love to hear some comments. Let me know what you think about all this. I greatly appreciate, like I said, each and every one of you, and couldn't do it without each and every one of you. You guys make this thing happen. You guys are like the grease in the wheel, the oil in the engine, the gas in the tank, everything. You guys bring all the smoke, and I'm very much appreciative to everybody who has already checked out the Nest Out West and joined me and my producer, Mr. Philly Fuego, in our journey to 1,000 subscribers. That's our new goal. Our new overall goal is 1,000 subscribers before the kickoff of the 2021 season. So we're a little under. We're not too far away from 450. I think we can get to 500. I have a good feeling we can get to 500 by the end of March, and that'll put us on our way to definitely having a good shot at having I'm going to be doing lots of content during the summer, even after the draft. I'm going to be, kind of going through the Eagles draft selections and things like that. and evaluating the draft and evaluating the cap and things like that, and the cap space that we're going to have going forward. That's Baby in the background. If you guys don't know, that's one of my kitty cats there. She's a rescue. We love our baby. We call her Baby because she cries a lot. But yeah, another thing before I go, I wanted to mention to you guys, because Tonda Shields suggested to me to check out Tamorrion Terry, who is a wide receiver for the Florida State Seminoles, I do believe. And I checked out the video, and he's definitely a prospect for the Eagles. In the later rounds, maybe in the second or third, possibly even the fourth round. I seen him falling that far in some of my draft simulators, and I actually, in some of the ones where I was making the choice, I actually picked him up in like the fourth or fifth round. I think maybe even a couple of them were maybe even in the sixth round, possibly. I know at least one of them was. But so yeah, check out, if you guys are interested in prospects for the draft, some kind of unknowner names. Definitely check out the one Tonda Shields suggested, which was Tamorrion Terry. But also check out wide receiver, the big kid, 6'4", 220 pounds, Simi Fehoko. I believe that's how his last name is pronounced. He's a wide receiver prospect out of Stanford, and I like this kid. He's big, physical. He would definitely fit in the Eagles' offense well. He could track the ball well in the air. He's got some great hands, and he's a competitor. So definitely check out wide receiver Simi Fehoko. 6'4", like I said, he is a pretty big. He's a physical specimen. 6'4", 220 pounds. Yeah, check out his video. The kid's talented. The kid's got some skills. So he's definitely somebody who's on my radar. So yeah, I again love and appreciate each and every one of you. Couldn't do it without you. And I think I'm going to get going. And until next time, as always, fly Eagles fly. And stay mean, stay green. And thanks for viewing me on your screen. Peace.